The hushed intensity of the tournament hall felt like a physical weight on Batslife's shoulders. The clock ticked, a relentless countdown to his demise. Across the board, Grandmaster Floor Fodo, a legend in the chess world, surveyed the position with an almost smug confidence. Batslife, a rising star known for his aggressive tactical play, had walked into a trap. His bishop, meant to be a harpoon, was now impaled, and his queen was hopelessly out of position. He resigned with a sigh that felt heavier than the silence. That night, the chessboard in his hotel room became his confessional. He replayed the game, move by painstaking move. And then it hit him. Fodo hadn't reacted to his tactics, he had anticipated them. Fodo's moves weren't about immediate threats. They were about shaping the entire game, subtly, patiently, until Batslife's tactical brilliance became a liability. Tactics, Batslife murmured to himself, pushing a pawn across the board, are the punches you throw. Strategy is knowing where you want the fight to end up. He'd been so focused on landing blows, he'd forgotten to consider the entire battlefield. He had confused a series of brilliant maneuvers for a cohesive plan. The next few months were a blur of self-imposed study. He devoured books on positional play, grandmaster games where patience and subtle pressure won the day, and the forgotten art of prophylaxis, preventing your opponent's plans before they even fully form. He started seeing the board not as a series of isolated squares, but as an interconnected ecosystem where every piece had a purpose within a larger strategic framework. He still loved the thrill of a sharp combination, but now he understood it had to serve a grander design. The annual Grandmasters World Chess Tournament arrived, and with it, the chance for redemption. His first few games were solid, unspectacular wins, built on quiet positional advantages. Then the pairings were announced for the final round, Batslife versus Grandmaster Fodo. Batslife was calm, a quiet hum of focus instead of the nervous tremor he'd felt before. Fodo opened with his usual nuanced d4. Batslife responded cautiously, mirroring Fodo's moves, not in imitation, but in a deliberate attempt to understand his opponent's strategic intentions. The game unfolded slowly. Fodo tried to establish a pawn center, but Batslife subtly undermined it, creating weaknesses that weren't immediately apparent. Fodo attempted a kingside attack, but Batslife, remembering his hard-won lessons, had already built an impenetrable fortress around his monarch. He wasn't just reacting to Fodo's tactics. He was anticipating Fodo's strategy, subtly redirecting the flow of the game to his advantage. Then Batslife saw his opportunity. It wasn't a flashy sacrifice or a brilliant combination. It was a series of quiet, seemingly innocuous moves that slowly, inexorably trapped Fodo's queen. Fodo, renowned for his foresight, had missed the subtle shift in the strategic landscape. He had been so focused on his own grand plan, he hadn't realized Batslife had been playing a different game entirely. Fodo stared at the board, his usual composure faltering. He saw the inevitable checkmate. He extended his hand, a look of genuine surprise on his face. "Well played, Batslife," he said, his voice tinged with respect. "You've grown," Batslife smiled. He had. He had learned that tactics might win you a battle, but it was strategy that won the war. The trophy felt heavy in his hands, not just because of its weight, but because it represented more than just a victory. It represented a profound understanding, a shift in his entire approach to the game he loved. What do you think is the biggest challenge for chess players trying to balance tactics and strategy in their game?